What up, guys? Welcome to my reaction series. I'm here with my pup. Sorry, reaction. Oh my gosh. I have been filming all of the reactions for the month, so I have more time to stream. And I'm just used to saying that, so I apologize. Okay, so I thought I was done talking about this, but I think I'm not because I just can't stop thinking about it. So I did a panel on a few days ago. And on this panel, people are upset because it came up that Black people have higher STD rates and commit more crime. And I don't really say this to be offensive. I say this just as a matter of fact. It just kind of is what it is. White people, we have our problems too. I'm really not trying to be holier than thou. But I just don't know why this is such like a offensive thing to say. And it's like when you say this, the first line of defense is, I was just on another show and the guy was like, well, what about the white people? It's the same thing when you say an unflattering fact about like women, about women, they say, well, what about the men? The first response to a stat about Black people is, what about the white people? And, I don't really understand why that is the response. And then the next thing is like, well, police are unfairly targeting people. The stats must be manipulated. And I want you guys to know, white people are just kind of like tired of being gaslit about this issue. And I really don't mean this to be mean, but I come to my conclusions, and I think it's important for my audience to understand this. I don't just use stats alone. If you're somebody that can just see a stat and believe it, you're going to be easily manipulated. My first line of what I believe is my eyes. And my entire life, it's been very apparent in my real life that Black people commit more crime. I know somebody that got their truck stolen by like a group of Black kids. If I ever dated a Black guy, usually he was doing well for himself, so he would move out of like Black areas. And a lot of times it would be like, that would be the reason that he would tell me, that he didn't want to deal with the crime issues. And they come back and they say, well, okay, it's poverty. And I don't know, maybe I haven't been around enough like impoverished people. But it's just in my, like what I've seen in my experience, it just seems like to be a disregard for authority, not caring. And in white communities, I think we naturally have like a high regard for authority. And, and I just was wondering, like, what is it that makes it so bad to say that? I think they said white people are the majority of school shooters. I don't even think we're overrepresented for that. But like when Charlie Kirk got shot, I knew it was going to be a white person. And I'll say this, white people, like, we sign up for the most messed up causes. Like, I always say that anything that can be done, like that's messed up with money, that's like what white people do. Like the transformer stuff, that's a white woman thing. Like anytime there's a kid that the mom did it, it's a white woman. It's like, so it's not even like I'm not critical of white people and things that we go through. Now, the next thing is Pearl. You can't say this because you're white. And I could maybe understand that, right? Like, I mean, it's kind of like somebody can talk shit about your sister. Like if I talk shit about my sister, it's okay. But if someone else does, I'm like, hey, yeah, or, that concept. But I would say this is something I just had some real life experience in, I lived in a primarily Black area for a few years, and these were just, my observations and experiences. And the data, facts, and statistics kind of back it up too. And, you know, it's just when I see these arguments, it just always goes back to like a few things. You're wrong for bringing it up. What about the white people? Gaslighting. The stats aren't really real. Your experiences aren't real. Like I heard someone say that black people commit more crime and, you know, that doesn't mean anything because some of the crime isn't violent. And I'm like, I know people that were not high income that just didn't commit crimes, not even petty crimes, you know. Like a felony's not really, like a third of black men have felonies. And I just don't think it's that difficult to not get one of those. I don't know, like maybe there's something I'm missing. But it just seems like over a certain age, I thought we would get to the point where it's like sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, especially amongst men. Especially men. Women were a different category, but especially men. But it just seems like nobody can really have like an honest conversation about this stuff. Nobody can even say their observations without people crashing out. And I thought at some point, like we would all just be adults and we could have conversations. And if you don't like the conversations, you can just walk away. But it just seems like we're in a society, you can't do that anymore. There's no such thing as free speech. Which reminds me, guys, I don't know, like, I really don't know how long I'll be here because, talking about this stuff, I'm going to tell you how this is going to go. All the reaction YouTubers are going to start reacting, taking me out of context, reacting to me in bad faith, truly. And what's going to end up happening is people will probably try to flag my channel, and I have no idea if it'll get taken down. And I have no idea if I have another 2 years in me to like fight through this, if you know what I mean. So if you can, go to theaudacitynetwork.com. That's theaudacitynetwork.com. $10 a month, $80 a year. You can also do $500 memberships if you're just feeling really generous. $500 donations monthly. The main reason is I really want to raise the money for this divorce documentary. I know I've been talking about it forever, but it's like $250K. It's a lot of money to put down, and I'm really trying to put a team together. So anyways, guys, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.